contrary to our experience that in a democratic society, if you let them all talk, even those who would deny civil liberties and would overthrow the government, that's the best way to prevent them from doing it.
How did you work with the Klan?
Way back when we first started, the Klan had really begun to show its power, its menace. We had some complaints about the denial of the Klan's right to parade in their nightgowns and pillowcases, and their right to burn fiery crosses on private property. And we were faced with a rather troublesome question. And we decided that we had to defend their rights, and we offered it. And the imperial wizard, as I recollect, responded to my letters by thanking us for our generous expressions of true Americanism and telling us they would be glad to accept our services when necessary. The ACLU must be unequivocally supporters of civil liberties for all peoples. That means you can't make any exceptions to say, well, it's all right to have civil liberties here, but not there.
Of course, the classic doctrine of civil liberties has meant, as Oliver Wendell Holmes says, freedom for the ideas we loathe.
Yes.
And the case came up in Skokie, Illinois, where that principle had to be applied.
The courts unanimously sustained our position in the Skokie case. Not a single court dissented from our view that they should have a right to parade, however offensive it was.
So the fight is not just for us. Think of all those millions of white people all across Chicago who are looking for us today to see if we can make it. We can make it if we have self-control, and I'm sure we can. We can do it.
We never defended anybody charged with an act of violence. We draw the line right there. And we said free speech is all right up to that point, but not to use violence to enforce it. I go back, when I think of it, to the pronouncement of Benjamin Franklin, who said, of course, the abuses of free speech should be suppressed. But to whom dare we entrust the power to do so? We have one decision after another which have solidified the principles of the Bill of Rights. These are the natural rights of our personalities, and it is through the exercise of these rights that we become a civilized society. No superior race. We've got from the Supreme Court the doctrine of equality. We've got the doctrine of labor rights to organize. We're facing difficult times, and we are going to resist now. Liberty never stays won. You have to keep winning it over and over again. You have to amass your forces and resist. Just as Leonard Hand once said, that when liberty dies in the hearts of men and women, no constitution, no court, and no law can restore it. And we know that it is this spirit in America, the spirit which has grown in these last 50 years, which makes it possible for us to say that our democracy has gained in its spiritual and moral strength as well as in law. And I think that is a real contribution to the civil liberties you can make. Its contribution to the spirit of liberty, to the spirit of resistance, to the spirit of determination, this courage, which, as Justice Brandeis says, is the secret of liberty. Robert Louis Stevenson once wrote that to travel hopefully is better than to arrive, and the true reward is to labor. But I've been traveling hopefully with you for all these years. And I'm still traveling hopefully. And so is the ACLU. And someday, sometime, While the goal is clear, and the road is hard, and progress painful, we are beginning to approach a tolerable world of peace, order, and justice.